What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerry, and today's video will be on the Utah Jazz, and we're going to be talking about how these guys have been proving everybody wrong, and we're going to hop right into the video. And when I say proving everybody wrong, the Utah Jazz has a lot of doubters. Like, for example, Shaq. Shaq at the beginning of the year went on the record saying Donovan Mitchell isn't good enough to be the best player on the championship team. Shaq has been he pokes fun at Rudy Gobert all the time. Poked fun at him when he got that max extension, and then we fast forward to the AllStar Break. The Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, they were all-stars, and you know how the draft works. And even though the Utah Jazz had the best record in the NBA, best record in the Western Conference, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, they was picked last in the All-Star draft. And when they brought it up, LeBron basically made a joke saying that nobody likes the Utah Jazz. Nobody when he was a child, when he played the game, he never picked the Utah Jazz. And everybody was just laughing it up. And then another culprit in this is just the media in general. Whenever they have discussions about who's the best team in the NBA or who's the title favorites, they really never brought up the Utah Jazz. So the Jazz definitely have something to prove. They definitely have a chip on their shoulder, and I feel like they've been proving people wrong, especially in this playoffs. But before we get to that, we just gonna look at like some of the things that make up this team. Like, they have the best record in the NBA, and not only that, they have the best record in the Western Conference, where literally the one seed through the 10th seed in the NBA, in the Western Conference, are all formidable teams. So for them to have the record that they had is unbelievable. And then they're top 5 in offense and defense. That's ridiculous. They're the only team in the NBA that can say that. And I believe they're like top 5, top 10 in 3-point shooting too, as far as percentage. They're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in this league. And then we look at their roster. We're gonna start from the top. Their best player, who is now watching these playoffs, Donovan Mitchell has entered superstar level. Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. But you look at him. He's like another version. He's D Wade with a tray ball, man. He plays just like D Wade. He's like, Donovan Mitchell, especially watching him against the Clippers, it's like he's too strong for guys like Reggie Jackson, Patrick Beverly. You can't put him on them. And then when Kawhi Leonard and Paul George get on him, he's just too quick for them. So Donovan Mitchell he's been great in these playoffs. Looking at him, he's averaging 32 in the playoffs and 41 against the Clippers. Really establishing himself in the NBA. And then you look at his duo, his counter partner. You look at Rudy Gobert. He's the defensive player of the year, making it really tough on the Clippers, especially Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They can't get nothing in the paint because they got the Stifle Tower down there, And not only that, he's taking advantage of when the Clippers, when they put that small lineup in, when Morris is at the 5, Gobert takes advantage of that, and he gets his easy points, his easy dunks, his easy layups, his easy putbacks. So, and then you look at to me, the most important part of this team, man, the role players. I didn't forget about Mike Conley. Didn't bring him up because he's been hurt in this series, but he's an intricate part of this team too. He made the All-Star game. But anyways, the role players, man, the role players is so important for this team, and they're all 3-and-D players. You look at them, you got Royce O'Neal. He guards the best perimeter player every game. You look at Bogdanovich and Joe Ingles. Those are some. Them guys are shooters, and they're not the most athletic, but they're smart. They're smart, so they can play some great defense, and they can. Joe Ingles is a guy that he's been causing trouble for Paul George for years, and the first time he started causing some problems for PG was when PG was on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Joe Ingles knows how to get under his skin. So Who else am I missing? Jordan Clarkson. He just won Sixth Man of the Year. Now, Jordan Clarkson, I like him. I like him, man, but he takes a lot of shots. And most of the time, 90% of the time when he touches the ball, nobody else is getting it. But the good thing is he makes a lot of those difficult shots he makes, because all his shots are like, it reminds me of Lou Will, just like he hit that, he just taking threes off the dribbles, moving threes. And I feel like I'm for Derek Favors. Derek Favors have been huge for them off the bench, especially when Gobert gets into foul trouble. Every time I watch Gobert get into foul trouble, I done seen Derek Favors come in and just be very contributive to the team. So, looking at this roster, like you think, championship pedigree. You got a player in Donovan Mitchell that can take over. You got a player in Donovan Mitchell that can take over in the playoffs, and he just get better. He just get better and better in big moments. You got the defensive anchor and Rudy Gobert that nothing gets over him in the paint. And then you got all the 3-and-D players in the world that you can ask for. So this team is really good, and they've come into the playoffs with a vengeance, with hunger, because I'm pretty sure their players, they listen to the media. When title favorites come up, you never hear the Utah Jazz. You hear the Brooklyn Nets. You hear the Los Angeles Lakers, who are now eliminated, and you hear the Los Angeles Clippers. You even hear more about the Phoenix Suns than the Utah Jazz. So I'm pretty sure these guys they know about that, and they're coming. They're coming. Especially you look at their first couple of playoff appearances over the last couple of years. Donovan Mitchell, as a rookie, sent home Russell Westbrook, and he sent home Russell Westbrook and Paul George the next year. I believe that was the next year, or not next year, but last year. Donovan Mitchell scored 50 twice in one series, 57 once, 51 another game, and that heartbreaking loss to the Denver Nuggets last year. And then we get to this year. And they starting to put it all together. They done seen it all. They done lost in the Game 7, and now they have experience. And looking at that first series against Memphis, they lost Game 1, but once Donovan Mitchell came back, it was over. Nothing they could do. And then in this series against the Clippers, this is just this is where they've proven everybody wrong. They're putting the league on notice. Game one, they fall behind in the first half, and then the third quarter, Donovan Mitchell just explodes, and then in the fourth quarter, he pissed them out their miseries. He scored 32 points in the second half, which is ridiculous. And I'm watching this game, and I'm like, man, this Donovan Mitchell he's here, bro. He's a superstar, because the shots he's taking and making, just with the confidence he had, it's scary, bro. Because he's hitting the threes, he's hitting the mid range, he's taking whoever off the dribble, and once they double, it's over. It's over. Donovan Mitchell, he's selfless. He's selfless, and he's a killer. Once that double team come, he doesn't mind swinging it to the next man, and they finding the hole in the double team, and they just getting open threes. So the Utah Jazz are a very formidable team, and they looking like a team that can get to the finals, and it'll be a really fun series. If they get through the Clippers, I think they're gonna get through the Clippers. And that will be a real fun series to watch, them between Phoenix, Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker. That'll be really fun to watch, because I think the Suns have that series in the bag. But yeah, man, the Utah Jazz, they're proving all these guys wrong, man. Especially Shaq, Charles Barkley, and it's about time we start talking about them. We start bringing their names into that championship discussion, because I feel like they could bang with the Nets. I feel like they could. I feel like that could go 7 games. Especially now that I've been watching them closer in the playoffs. Like this team is challenging. They remind me of a Greg Popovich team of the Spurs. They play hard defense, and they move the ball, and then they got a player that can take over games. So that's going to be it for this video, man. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below what you think about the Utah Jazz, and subscribe for more weekly content, man. And that's curtains.